Personal foul, Scottie Pippen. His first, the Bulls.
First foul on Pippen.
For Pippen, he can't give ground, and he does this time, and then he tries to play defense with his hands. That gets him in trouble. You see him reaching and grabbing the entire time. Barkley back on the line. So Barkley is going to try to wear Scottie Pippen down with his strength. And if you're Scottie Pippen, you got to come back and you got to keep the offensive pressure on Barkley, try to get him in foul trouble, get him on the bench.
Barkley perfect in his free throw tries. Now 4 for 4. He's the first player in double figures with 10. Sixers by 3. Pippen left open, and Barkley, who couldn't get across the screen, sees Pippen put one down. Pippen has 6. Gilliam with a jump stop and a shot good, right in the face of Horace Grant.
And Gilliam that time responded to the physical challenge that Grant was throwing at him, was able to get deep, knock that little jumper down.
Jordan off the Cartwright screen. Dawkins, as the Sixers with a rare fast break, they have the numbers. Dawkins still on the move, bad shot. Grant. Here's Pippen, they're 2-on-1. Jordan and Pippen against Barkley, and Michael with a slam.
The bad choice in either case, because both of them play well above the rim, and they're going to hurt you. This time it was Jordan throwing it down.
And the 76ers will call their first time out of the game.
What you don't want to do is see Jordan and Pippen both out in a fast break. Barkley thought he was going to be able to make a play on it, but the angle was too good. Jordan, too quick.
And the 76ers clinging to a 1-point lead. One of the milestones in NBA history occurred just over 30 years ago in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Wilt Chamberlain and the then Philadelphia Warriors taking on the New York Knicks. And Wilt Chamberlain, behind some uncharacteristic, excellent free throw shooting, scored 100 points in one game. 4,100 fans witnessing that contest in Hershey, and Ahmad Rashad is with one of those people that were there.
All right, Tom, of those 4,100, this man, Harvey Pollack, has been in the league, first of all, 46 years. He was wearing 5 hats that particular night, the PR man for the then Warriors, also covering the stats and covering the game for the Philadelphia Inquirer, UPI, and AP. But what was the most incredible thing about that evening?
The most incredible thing was the fact that Wilt made 28 fouls out of 32 shots. We must have been not psychic to figure out that he was going to have a big night when he did that at the foul line, when he normally was a 50% shooter and stuff.
Could he have scored more?
Yes. The game never ended. You know, the game ended 46 seconds to play. The people ran onto the floor when he hit the 100th point. So he really never had a chance to get more. But 100's a better number than 102.
All right, thanks, Harvey. Back to you, Tom.
Okay, Ahmad. Charles Barkley on the floor after a rough exchange under the Philadelphia basket.
20-second timeout. 20-second timeout. Sixers fans tomorrow night. Pat Riley's New York Knicks will be in town to take on the 76ers.
Posting up, spins around inside. Now he'll go upside, up, and he'll catch an elbow right on the back of the head. Now the unfortunate thing for Barkley is this is the second time that he has caught one on his head. It was against Mitch Richmond against the Kings, where he had a mild concussion. So this may be a reoccurrence of the same problem.
You could see Horace Grant kind of drawing in his elbows in an attempt to keep from hitting Charles as he had elevated on the fake by Barkley, but he did make contact with the back of the skull of Charles. Definitely groggy Charles Barkley will be helped to the locker room. Barkley and Jordan had been in a dead heat in their individual superstar battle, 10 points apiece before the injury to Charles. We'll get a report.
Barkley is definitely glassy-eyed, has no idea where he is at this point in the ball game. They will take him out. Now, the last time they played without Barkley, they were able to win the ball game here in a close contest. Let's see if the Philadelphia 76ers can not only raise their level of play, but get some other people to continue to score. Ron Anderson along with Hersey Hawkins.
This is Anderson with the ball now. Philadelphia won that game 103-100 back in December here in Philadelphia with Barkley out due to injury.
Aggressive defense out on the perimeter has the 76ers working against the shot clock, 3 seconds.
Grant got a piece of it. And the 24-second clock goes off before Anderson can get it on its way. Lynham's club with a shot clock violation. So Barkley leaves due to injury with the 76ers holding a 1-point lead. We'll see what happens in the final 1:45 of the first quarter. Jordan, they left him wide open. Couldn't hit it. And Gilliam with a strong rebound.
Here's a guy that has to pick up his offensive game, and after a quick start has been quiet. Gilliam thundering down.
Gilliam threads his way through for the slam. He has 4, and the Sixers back up by 3 points. Hawkins still checking Jordan. Pretty shot. John Paxson with a quick release. And as we're inside the final minutes, 76ers by 1. Do you think that Hawkins having to guard Michael Jordan sees his offense suffer as a result of having to work so hard on defense?
No, he used to be intimidated by Jordan, but what he does is score the basketball. And if he makes Jordan guard him at the other end, then and if he's having one of those nights where he can get 30, and I've seen him have those kind of nights, he can at least neutralize some of the efforts of Jordan to Pippen.
Jordan spots Pippen streaking to the goal. Scotty has 8. Teams trade hoops. Now down to the final 30 seconds. Outside shot, Hersey Hawkins. Rebounded by Gilliam. He can't score. And Chicago with a chance for the final points of the half. Grant beat the defense down court, and Jordan spotted him. So Philadelphia will wind up with the final shot. Gilliam, excuse me, it's Anderson. Anderson wanted a foul as well, but he does preserve the first quarter lead for the 76ers. Ron Anderson, the leading scorer off the bench for Philadelphia, gives them a lift just before the end of the quarter.
With time running down, they find Anderson, and this is his favorite spot to shoot from, deep into the corner. He thought he was hit by a challenging Pippen, but the official says no, but the hoop is good.
So that's the end of the first quarter of play. In the battle of the superstars, Barkley currently out with an injury. He and Jordan have played on even terms. Philadelphia with a 1-point lead after 1. Ready to start the second quarter in Philadelphia. Charles Barkley injured in that first frame. Ahmad Rashad has a report.
All right, Tom. Charles, who was elbowed to the top of the head, and on the way down, he also jammed his neck. He's in the training room right now, but he will return like the trooper that he is. Tom?
He is indeed a trooper. He had 10 points in the first quarter, and the Sixers had a 1-point lead when he left the game, so they played on even terms without their star. And Chicago, relying on Jordan and Pippen, they've scored 18 of the Bulls' 26 points.
Both teams have made substitution, and with the Sixers having the ball right now, and Greg Grant, what he gives them is foot speed and quickness, gets them into a running game.
No-look pass to Shackelford from Grant. Grant has given the Sixers a charge in recent games, both on the offensive and defensive ends of the court.
What Lynham likes is not only his foot speed and quickness and pushing the ball, but he will go down and challenge the other guard in trying to get the ball up the court.
Well, Purdue set a screen for Pippen that he couldn't connect. Here's Hersey Hawkins. Jordan chases it down. Jordan. Michael couldn't get the roll, but Perdue rips away the rebound. Hawkins is then called for the reach-in foul. Sixers wanted a jump ball, but Perdue with an impressive rebound. He's been working on the weights. It showed right there.
For the last 2 years, Will Perdue, before every game and every practice, does strength drills for his upper body, and they've been working on him with drills of not bringing the ball, putting it back on the floor. That strength paid off as he gets a foul against Hersey Hawkins, his first chance at the line.
Charles Barkley making his way from the locker room back onto the Spectrum floor to the cheers of the 76er faithful. Perdue hits 1 of 2 as Barkley returns to the bench. Anderson lost it, and Scottie Pippen will be called for the block. Anderson and Pippen colliding, and Scottie whistled for number 2.
Pippen, who has some of the quickest speed in the business, he thought he was right there, doesn't get the whistle. Ron Anderson gets the benefit of that call. It's a second personal foul. And if you're Anderson and Philadelphia, you'd like to see Pippen get that third foul. So you got to try to challenge him at the offensive end. Barkley back out on the floor will certainly try to do that when he comes in the game. You see the Bulls defense is coming further out on the floor. They're starting to try to push Philadelphia deeper away from the basket. We'll see if they keep them out on the perimeter.
Gilliam, again, too far out of his range. Kept alive for a moment by the Sixers. Or was it Anderson? Gilliam with a hand on it. And Perdue inbounds for the Chicago Bulls, trailing by 2. Double team on Michael. Hawkins knocked it away. And Grant is fouled.
And Jordan plays with the double team a bit too long, and Shackelford knocks it loose, and you can see Jordan and Grant trying to play with their hands to try to get the ball away from Grant. Jordan picks up his first personal.
First foul on Michael. Gilliam against Grant. B.J. Armstrong for Chicago. Bulls looking to tie. Grant fouled, and he'll step to the line for 2.
Personal foul, Charles Shackelford.
Charles Barkley ready to return for the 76ers. We've got a timeout at the 9:49 mark in the second. 9:49 left in the first half from Philadelphia. Charles Barkley back on the court for the Sixers. Shaken up in the first quarter on this play.
Lost control of the basketball, and you can see the elbow of Grant coming down. He was trying to get it out of the way, and at that point, the elbow not only got him on top of the head, jammed the neck, but he is back. And Mitchell Wiggins makes his first appearance in the ball game, and we'll see how this unit plays, because they think that this is a better running team with Barkley, Gilliam, Anderson pushing, actually chasing Greg Grant.
Barkley still trying to shake out the cobwebs. He left with 2:11 in the first quarter, and the Sixers leading 21-20. They now have a 2-point edge, so tacked a point onto the lead with Barkley on the sideline. Horace Grant ready for his second free throw. Leading rebounder for the Bulls on the season, and one of the best field goal shooters in the NBA.
They come back with pressure, and we'll see how the Philadelphia